In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Betsy Gay, born Elizabeth Ann Gunst on February 2, 1929 in Waterford, Connecticut, captured the hearts of moviegoers and music lovers alike. Her journey began at just 3 years old, performing music with her family, but it was her screen debut that won her fame. As Effie, the sweet and spirited girlfriend of Alfalfa in the beloved Our Gang comedies, later known as the Little Rascals, she appeared in over 40 productions through the late 1930s, leaving a lasting impression on audiences with her gentle charm and natural talent. Transitioning from a beloved childhood performer to a respected musician brought challenges. In 1941, she decided to embrace yodeling, a demanding skill steeped in tradition. With dedication and passion, she honed her voice and technique, eventually winning the California State Yodeling Championship in both 1945 and 1946. These impressive achievements opened new doors, leading to frequent appearances on programs like The Jimmy Walkley Show, The Donna Meche Show, The Hank Penny Show, and Country America, where she shared the stage with iconic figures including Johnny Cash and the Everly Brothers. She also recorded for Capitol and Decca Records, working alongside renowned bands such as Russ Morgan's for her single Belle of the Old Barn Dance in 1946. Growing up in the spotlight often leaves former child actors at a crossroads, but Betsy found her path. She reinvented herself through music, transforming early fame into a lifelong career built on talent, resilience, and hard work. Though she faced challenges in mastering a new art form, her courage to learn and adapt carried her forward, earning the admiration of peers and audiences. She maintained her well-being throughout most of her life, staying active and engaged in her passions. On Friday, June 13, 2025, in Bakersfield, California, she passed away peacefully at the age of 96 from natural causes. Her longtime friend Robert Satterfield announced the news on Facebook, expressing how deeply she would be missed. Betsy Gay's legacy lives on in every melody and every cherished scene. Her story is one of reinvention and artistic devotion, reminding us that true greatness often blooms in the willingness to explore new paths and embrace every stage of life. Chris Robinson, born November 5, 1938 in West Palm Beach, Florida, became a beloved figure in American television over nearly 7 decades. He first appeared in 1950s films like Diary of a High School Bride and Beast from Haunted Cave, and made memorable guest appearances on shows such as Gunsmoke, Perry Mason, and The Fugitive. His true breakthrough came in 1978 when he joined General Hospital as Dr. Rick Weber. His portrayal became central to daytime TV drama, playing a leading role in the memorable Luke and Laura storyline. In 1984, his appearance in a Vicks Formula 44 commercial, perhaps the most famous tagline in soap opera history, "I'm not a doctor, but I do play one on TV," cemented his charm beyond acting. In 1985, Robinson faced a difficult personal challenge. He pled guilty to federal income tax evasion. Despite serving time under a work release arrangement, he returned to General Hospital, showing remarkable determination and resilience. His comeback earned respect from co-stars and viewers alike. Robinson further solidified his soap legacy as Jack Hamilton on The Bold and the Beautiful, a role he played from 1992 to 2002, with a final appearance in 2005. His final screen performance came in 2022 in the independent film Just for a Week, working alongside trusted friend and director M.J. Allen. On June 9, 2025, at around 12:30 a.m., Chris passed away peacefully in his sleep, from heart failure at his ranch near Sedona, Arizona. He was 86 years old. The news was shared by MJ Allen on Facebook, who noted that Robinson had been managing heart issues and would be deeply missed by family and friends. General Hospital honored his memory, acknowledging the lasting impact of his performances and expressing heartfelt condolences. Chris is survived by his wife, Jackie Shane Robinson, 6 sons, Shane, Kobe, Christian, Taylor, Christopher Lance, and Rob Walker, along with 5 grandchildren. Throughout his life, Chris Robinson brought sincerity and depth to every character he played. Through challenges and triumphs, he remained devoted to his craft and to connecting with audiences. His performances on screen and in life remind us of the power of perseverance, talent, and genuine warmth, a legacy that will resonate with soap fans and storytellers everywhere. Breaking news. Today, we step into the world of a man whose energy, drive, and determination have turned him into one of the most recognizable figures on the planet. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is more than just a Hollywood actor or a former wrestling champion. He is a symbol of transformation, perseverance, and strength, both physical and emotional. But behind the iconic smile and massive frame is a story filled with challenges, reinvention, and a powerful message about health, discipline, and purpose. What drives a man to wake up before dawn every day and keep going when the odds are stacked high? Stay with us as we explore the life, the struggles, and the spirit of Dwayne Johnson. Born on May 2, 1972, in Hayward, California, Dwayne Johnson came from a family of professional wrestlers. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a trailblazer in the ring, and his grandfather, Peter Maivia, was a Samoan legend. Despite this lineage, Dwayne's path was never smooth. His childhood was marked by financial instability. At times, his family struggled to pay rent, even living without a home of their own. These early experiences shaped a young man determined to change his destiny. Johnson first pursued football. He played for the University of Miami and was part of the national championship team. But injuries cut short his dream of an NFL career. After being cut from the Canadian Football League, he returned home, broke and uncertain. That moment of disappointment became a turning point. With only $7 in his pocket, he turned to professional wrestling, a family legacy he had once resisted. As The Rock in WWE, he rose rapidly through the ranks, capturing the audience with his charisma, humor, and unmatched presence. He became a 10-time world champion and one of the most beloved figures in sports entertainment history. But Dwayne Johnson was never meant to be confined to one arena. He had his eyes set on something bigger. Transitioning to acting was no easy feat. Hollywood did not immediately embrace him. Early roles typecast him as a muscular action figure without depth. But Johnson persevered, expanding his range, embracing both comedy and drama, and producing films through his own company, Seven Bucks Productions. His credits now include major hits like Fast and Furious, Jumanji, Moana, and Black Adam. He has become a global box office powerhouse and one of the highest-paid actors in the world. Yet even as success grew, so did the pressure. Johnson began to speak more openly about mental health, revealing that he had experienced depression, especially during times of personal and professional uncertainty. In interviews, he shared that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a form of courage. Asking for help, he said, is a superpower. This mindset shifted how millions of fans, especially men, viewed emotional strength. Health and wellness became central to his identity, not just for performance, but for life. In recent years, Johnson revealed he had been struggling with digestive discomfort for years without clear answers. After undergoing specialized testing and making key lifestyle changes, he saw dramatic improvements. He also underwent cardiac assessments that initially raised concerns, including the presence of arterial plaque. But advanced screening confirmed no urgent threat. and he continued to focus on prevention through discipline and mindfulness. In 2025, while filming The Smashing Machine, a biopic about wrestler Mark Kerr, Johnson sustained an elbow injury on set. He shared photos of the swelling, joking about the pain but also highlighting the physical demands of portraying real-life heroes. Despite the discomfort, he continued production, showing the same grit that defined his wrestling days. But beyond physical strength, it is Johnson's resilience that truly resonates. From poverty to fame, from injury to triumph, he has never stopped growing. His daily routine includes early morning workouts, business meetings, family time, and personal reflection. He constantly emphasizes consistency, self-respect, and surrounding oneself with positive people. He is also a successful entrepreneur. His brands, Terramana Tequila, Zoe Energy, and Project Rock with Under Armour, reflect his values of excellence, health, and empowerment. He reinvests his earnings into communities, veteran support, and youth development. His ownership in the XFL shows his desire to uplift athletes who might otherwise be overlooked. And yet, for all his strength, Johnson is deeply human. He is a devoted father of 3 daughters, a partner to Lauren Hashian, and a son who honors the legacy of his late parents. He often speaks about gratitude, reminding fans that success without humility is incomplete. Whether sharing a laugh on social media, motivating millions with a single post, or showing up quietly to help those in need, he leads by example. In an age of curated images and fleeting fame, Dwayne Johnson remains grounded. He has built a career not only on talent, but on trust, connection, and authenticity. He is admired not just for what he has accomplished, but for how he has chosen to live, openly, fearlessly, and with purpose. So what can we learn from his journey? That strength is more than muscle, that the hardest workers often come from the humblest beginnings. That health, mental, emotional, and physical, is something we must nurture daily, and that with discipline, love, and a sense of service, even the most impossible dreams can become reality. What does Dwayne Johnson's journey mean to you? Has he inspired you in a moment of doubt or reminded you of your own strength? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if this story lifted your spirits, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more tributes to the legends who shape our world. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the journey of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a man whose heart is as strong as his will, and whose story reminds us that greatness is not just about what you do, but how you rise every time life tests you. Rick Derringer, a guitarist, singer, and producer whose sound helped shape generations of American music, passed away in Ormond Beach, Florida, at the age of 77. Known for his enduring energy on stage and his remarkable range behind the scenes, Rick leaves behind a legacy filled with iconic songs, unforgettable collaborations, and heartfelt performances. Born Richard Dean Zeringer in Ohio in 1947, Rick's musical journey began when he picked up a guitar at the age of 9. By his teenage years, he had already made history as the lead singer of the McCoys, whose hit, "Hang On Sloopy," soared to #1 on the Billboard charts in 1965. The song became an anthem for his home state of Ohio and still echoes in stadiums today. Rick went on to craft his solo identity with the 1973 hit "Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo," a track that lived on through generations, featured in the film Dazed and Confused and the series Stranger Things. But his talent extended far beyond the spotlight. He was a master collaborator, lending his guitar work to legends like Steely Dan, Todd Rundgren, Barbra Streisand, Bonnie Tyler, and Air Supply. In the studio, Rick's creative touch produced hits like Frankenstein with the Edgar Winter Group and earned a Grammy Award for his work on Weird Al Yankovic's debut album. He also became a major figure in the world of wrestling, writing and producing the anthem Real American, famously used as Hulk Hogan's theme and even featured by political leaders across the spectrum. Rick's life was a blend of showmanship and sincerity. He toured with Cyndi Lauper and Ringo Starr, embraced new musical ventures, and in later years recorded faith-inspired music with his wife, Jenda. He remained deeply connected to his roots, both musical and personal, throughout his 6-decade career. Rick Derringer's spirit lives on in the riffs, refrains, and anthems that brought people together. His guitar may have fallen silent, but the music and the joy it gave will forever ring loud and true. David Lynch, the visionary filmmaker who reshaped American cinema and television, passed away on January 16, 2025, at the age of 78. Known for his singular ability to merge the surreal with the deeply human, Lynch created timeless works such as Blue Velvet, The Elephant Man, Mulholland Drive, and the groundbreaking series Twin Peaks. Born in Missoula, Montana in 1946, Lynch began his creative journey as a painter before discovering his passion for film. His debut feature, Eraserhead, quickly gained cult status and announced a new, daring voice in cinema. Hollywood soon took notice, and with The Elephant Man, Lynch earned widespread acclaim and multiple Academy Award nominations. Despite setbacks, such as the commercial failure of his ambitious adaptation of Dune, he continued to challenge conventions with deeply personal films that blurred the lines between dream and reality. Lynch's style, often described as Lynchian, was fully realized in works like Blue Velvet and Wild at Heart, where he explored the sinister undercurrents of everyday life. With Twin Peaks, he transformed television, weaving a haunting narrative that captivated audiences and left a lasting cultural imprint. His ability to tap into the subconscious, to reveal beauty and horror in the same breath, set him apart as a true original. In his later years, Lynch faced health challenges, including a diagnosis of emphysema. He remained creatively active, though less publicly visible, turning to painting, music, and spiritual practice. His passing was attributed to cardiac arrest, with emphysema and dehydration noted as contributing factors. David Lynch's legacy lives on through the minds he opened, the boundaries he shattered, and the unforgettable worlds he created. He once urged, "Keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole." That guiding light of wonder, curiosity, and mystery will continue to inspire generations of artists and dreamers. Wayne Lewis, founding member, singer, songwriter, and keyboardist of the iconic R&B group Atlantic Starr, passed away on June 5, 2025, at age 68. Born on April 13, 1957, in Valhalla, New York, he was raised in a musical family and began performing at a young age with his brother David. Lewis co-founded Atlantic Starr in 1976 with his brothers Jonathan and David. The band rose to prominence in the 1980s with chart-topping hits like Always, Secret Lovers, and Circles. Always reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1987, becoming their biggest success. Wayne's contributions included songwriting, vocals, and keyboard arrangements, along with meticulous stage outfit coordination that defined the group's stylish image. Beyond his performance, he shaped the band's sound and lyrical depth, especially on soul ballads like Send for Me. The group's music, blending funk, soul, and pop, left an enduring legacy, influencing artists such as Mary J. Blige and MF Doom. Lewis faced no publicly known long-term health challenges, but he tragically collapsed while exercising at a gym in Queens and was pronounced dead at the hospital. His cause of death was not officially specified, though it appeared sudden and unexpected. His death was announced by his brother Jonathan Lewis and confirmed in a statement on Atlantic Starr's Facebook page. The group and fans mourned deeply, with tributes highlighting his soulful voice, musical brilliance, and warm personality. His final performance with Atlantic Starr was on May 10, 2025, in Montego Bay, Jamaica, where he continued to share his love of music and impeccable style, dressed in all white with the band, as he had always envisioned. Wayne Lewis leaves behind a powerful musical legacy rooted in love, harmony, and emotion, a legacy that continues to resonate with generations. Michelle Trachtenberg, known for her unforgettable roles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Gossip Girl, passed away on February 26, 2025, at the age of 39. Her death was confirmed by the New York City Police Department, and the medical examiner later ruled the cause as complications from diabetes mellitus. She was found in her Manhattan apartment, and though her health had declined, her passing was deemed to be from natural causes. Michelle began her career in the limelight as a child actress on The Adventures of Pete and Pete, before capturing hearts in Nickelodeon's Harriet the Spy, 1996. Her precocious energy and magnetic presence made her a household name. As she matured, Michelle took on more complex roles, most notably as Dawn Summers on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and later as the enigmatic Georgina Sparks on Gossip Girl, where she embraced the role of a mischievous villain with unmistakable flair. Her career, spanning over 3 decades, showcased a range of performances, from light-hearted comedy in Eurotrip and Ice Princess to dramatic turns in 6 Feet Under and House. Beyond her on-screen talent, Michelle was also celebrated for her bold style and candid reflections on fame, youth, and resilience. Though she had reportedly withdrawn from Hollywood in her final years, Michelle remained active on social media, sharing memories and expressing gratitude to fans. Despite struggling with health issues, including a reported liver transplant, she continued to show grace and humor in the public eye. Tributes poured in from co-stars and friends. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Rosie O'Donnell, among others, expressed profound sorrow and admiration for Michelle's strength and talent. She is remembered not just for her roles, but for her intelligence, wit, and the light she brought to those around her. Michelle Trachtenberg's legacy endures in the characters she brought to life and the lives she touched with her spirit and courage. Bob Rivers, a beloved Seattle radio icon known for his humor, creativity, and storytelling, passed away on March 11, 2025, at the age of 68 after a battle with cancer. A prominent voice on stations like 102.5 KZOK, 95.7 KJR, and KISW, Rivers built a 25-year legacy that left a profound impact on the Pacific Northwest radio scene. He gained widespread recognition for The Bob Rivers Show, where his quick wit, satirical songs, and engaging interviews made him a household name. Among his most famous works are his twisted holiday parodies, including Twisted Christmas, which showcased his knack for blending humor with musical talent. Beyond his work in comedy, Rivers was known for his insightful interviews and genuine connection with listeners. Rivers retired from Seattle radio in 2014 and relocated with his wife, Lisa, to Vermont, where he continued podcasting and engaging with fans. In March 2025, just days before his passing, he shared a heartfelt update revealing his battle with stage 4 adenocarcinoma, a diagnosis he had lived with since early 2022. Despite health complications, he expressed gratitude for the care he received from Dartmouth Health. His passing prompted an outpouring of tributes from the radio community and fans. Kazak described him as a legend in Seattle and praised his warmth and love for conversation. The Bob Rivers Show team honored him with a message celebrating his lasting influence. Bob Rivers is survived by his wife Lisa, sons Andrew and Keith, Keith's wife Leanne, and 2 granddaughters, Hazel and Georgia. A private service was held in Claremont, New Hampshire, with plans for a public memorial in Seattle to follow. Rivers' legacy lives on through the laughter he brought, the talent he shared, and the lives he touched through decades on the airwaves. Roy Thomas Baker was a legendary British music producer, celebrated for his intricate, theatrical production style that helped shape some of the most iconic rock sounds of the 1970s and 80s. He passed away on April 12, 2025, at his home in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, at age 78. The cause of death was not publicly disclosed. Baker's most enduring legacy lies in his collaboration with Queen, particularly on their monumental hit, Bohemian Rhapsody, from the 1975 album A Night at the Opera. His innovative work helped turn the song into a genre-defying classic, now recognized as the most streamed 20th century recording and one of the greatest British singles of all time. Beyond Queen, Baker's production resume includes a staggering roster of rock greats such as The Cars, Journey, Foreigner, Cheap Trick, Alice Cooper, Devo, Ozzy Osbourne, and the Smashing Pumpkins. He was especially noted for blending lavish arrangements with commercial appeal, a technique that revolutionized rock production. Born in Hampstead, London in 1946, Baker began as a second engineer at Decca Studios and quickly rose to prominence, contributing to seminal tracks like Free's All Right Now and T-Rex's Bang a Gong, Get It On. His early studio experiences working under Gus Dudgeon and Tony Visconti deeply informed his meticulous, layered sound. During the height of his career, Baker moved to the U.S. and produced hit albums for Journey and the Cars, among others. With his company RTB Audio Visual Productions and later as A&R for Elektra Records, he also played key roles in signing major acts like Metallica and 10,000 Maniacs. Baker's death marks the end of a vibrant chapter in music history. He is survived by his wife, Tere Livrano Baker, and his brother, Alan. His work continues to influence generations of producers and artists. Randy Brown, the soulful R&B singer whose tender voice and heartfelt ballads graced the airwaves in the 1970s and 1980s, was born in 1952 in Memphis, Tennessee. From an early age, Brown's passion for music was evident. Singing gospel and doo-wop with family and local groups, he found solace and strength in harmonies, a foundation that shaped his future. Brown began his professional career as part of the Newcomers, a group affiliated with the legendary Stax label, before stepping into the spotlight as a solo artist. His breakout moment came with the 1978 album Welcome to My Room, a collection of intimate, romantic songs like I Wanna Make Love to You and I'm Always in the Mood. These tracks captured the essence of quiet storm R&B, delivering smooth rhythms and emotional depth that resonated with listeners then and now. Success did not come without hardship. Brown navigated the music industry at a time when competition was fierce and recognition elusive. Despite lacking the wide commercial spotlight of some peers, his voice remained a beacon of warmth and sincerity. He faced the challenge of sustaining a career through changing musical landscapes and shifting audience tastes, yet his commitment to authenticity never wavered. In later years, Randy faced personal health struggles that gradually limited his public appearances. But even as he stepped back from the stage, his music endured. Fans in the U.S. and abroad continued to celebrate his work, drawing inspiration from the vulnerability and soul in his performances. He made his final appearance in London in 2019, a fitting tribute to a career that touched hearts across generations. On March 5, 2025, Randy Brown passed away in his hometown of Memphis at the age of 72, due to complications related to heart failure. His family, fans, and fellow musicians mourned the loss of a man whose voice brought comfort, romance, and reflection to so many. Randy Brown's legacy lives on through his timeless recordings, a gentle reminder of love's enduring song. Bob Yerkes, born Brayton Walter Yerkes on February 11, 1932, was a man whose life story reads like an epic adventure, one that unfolded in circus tents, on towering film sets, and through the lives of countless performers he mentored. A gifted acrobat and beloved stuntman, Bob passed away peacefully at his home in Northridge at the age of 92, leaving behind a legacy built on courage, kindness, and a deep love for the art of movement. Bob's journey began early, tumbling on Muscle Beach as a boy and running away to join the circus at age 15. He honed his craft with the Duane Brothers Circus and later with the Ringling Brothers, mastering the trapeze, tightrope, and teeterboard. The circus remained his greatest passion. Its spirit of daring and joy infused everything he touched. After serving in the Korean War, Bob brought his skills to Hollywood, where his grace and fearlessness found a perfect match in the world of stunts. From hanging off the Statue of Liberty in Remo Williams, to sliding down the clock tower cable in Back to the Future, and flying as Boba Fett in Return of the Jedi, Bob's presence lit up the screen even when his face remained unseen. Despite the high-risk nature of his work, he endured remarkably few serious injuries across his 8-decade career. Yet, it was in his Northridge backyard where Bob's heart truly shone. There, he created a haven for young stunt performers, training them for free, providing shelter when needed, and mentoring with patience and joy. He inspired generations of talent, including actors like Brooke Shields and Todd Bridges. A proud member of the Stuntmen's Association and Circus Ring of Fame honoree, Bob also championed faith and community. Known lovingly as Bible Bob, he helped preserve the iconic Hollywood cross and stood as a beacon of generosity. Bob Yerkes' legacy is not just in the breathtaking feats he performed, but in the spirit of fearlessness and compassion he passed on to everyone he touched. He soared in life, and his story continues to inspire. Latonya Pottain, known to many for her courageous appearance on Season 11 of My 600 El Bar. Life passed away on May 17, 2025, in Shreveport, Louisiana, at the age of 40. Her passing was attributed to acute on chronic congestive heart failure, following a long and deeply challenging health journey. Born and raised in Louisiana, Latonya carried with her a gentle spirit and a determination to fight for a better life, even in the face of extraordinary obstacles. She first came to public attention in 2022 when she bravely shared her story on the TLC reality series, opening up about her struggles with weight, grief, and emotional trauma. After losing her mother at a young age and enduring the pain of her father's absence, Latonya turned to food for comfort, beginning a lifelong battle that would eventually lead her to seek help. During her time on the show, Latonya started at 531 pounds and worked tirelessly to lose weight, ultimately reaching 505 pounds. Her commitment was evident, despite the immense physical and emotional challenges she faced. Yet after the show aired, the weight of public scrutiny took a toll. She experienced a profound emotional setback that led to depression and fear, causing her to halt plans for surgery. In her final year, Latonya faced increasingly severe health issues and became bedridden. She documented her fight in a heartfelt GoFundMe post, describing her ongoing pain, her sciatica, and her inability to access medical care due to transportation barriers. Despite all this, her words radiated hope and a longing for recovery. "I truly want to fight for my health and my life," she wrote. Latonya Pottain will be remembered not only for her appearance on television, but for her honesty, her vulnerability, and her unyielding will to overcome adversity. Her story shines as a reminder of the strength it takes to seek help and the compassion we owe one another in our hardest moments. Anna Hartman, a trailblazing actress whose grace, intelligence, and perseverance helped redefine opportunity for Black women in entertainment, passed away on April 16, 2025, at the age of 93. Her passing marked the close of a chapter in television and film history, yet her legacy continues to inspire. Born Gerthaline Henry on April 1, 1932, in Moscow, Arkansas, she was the daughter of sharecroppers. Raised by her grandparents and later reunited with her mother in Buffalo, New York, Ina's early years were marked by resilience. She left high school to open a restaurant, an ambitious move that later funded her dreams of moving to New York City. There, she adopted the stage name Ina Hartman, launched a successful modeling career, and studied drama under prominent mentors. In 1962, she broke ground by becoming the first black actor to sign a talent contract with NBC. It was a 5-year deal, paving the way for future generations. Ina made her screen debut in 1964 and appeared in several high-profile projects, including Armand Flint, Airport, and Games. Her commanding performance as police dispatcher Katie Grant on ABC's Dan August, opposite Burt Reynolds, made her one of the few black actresses at the time to secure a recurring television role. Though the series lasted just one season, Ina's presence left an indelible impression. She also starred in the cult film Terminal Island, portraying the fearless Carmen Sims, a role that showcased her strength and versatility. Throughout her career, she appeared in iconic series such as Star Trek, Bonanza, and Ironside, often pushing boundaries in an era that offered few roles for women of color. Off-screen, Ina was known for her warmth, poise, and devotion to family. She is survived by her son, grandchildren, and a large extended family. A pioneer not only in entertainment, but in the fight for representation, Ina Hartman will be remembered for her courage, elegance, and the doors she opened for others. Geraint Jarman, the beloved Welsh musician, poet, actor, and cultural trailblazer, passed away on March 3, 2025, at the age of 74. A true artist of wide vision and restless creativity, Jarman spent his life weaving together the threads of Welsh tradition and global inspiration, helping reshape modern Welsh language culture in the process. Born in Denbigh in 1950 and raised in Cardiff, Jarman grew up immersed in music and language. From singing on Welsh television as a child to writing verse inspired by Pablo Neruda and Constantine Cavafy during his school days, creativity was his natural rhythm. Though formally educated, his true learning came through lived experience, on stages, in studios, and in the vibrant cultural exchanges he championed. Jarman's musical breakthrough came in the 1970s with a string of albums on the independent label San, including Gobaith Mawr y Ganrif and Hen Wlad Fai Nadaw. His fusion of reggae, punk, and Welsh poetry felt revolutionary, often laced with humor, sharp critique, and deep affection for his homeland. A pioneer of Welsh-language reggae, his later works like Cariad Quantum and Quantum Dub were testaments to his evolving sound and open heart. He wasn't only a performer. Jarman co-produced the influential S4C music show Fideo 9, which helped launch bands like Super Furry Animals and Catatonia. His reach extended into literature with published poetry collections, and his autobiography True Jarman offered a candid look into his life and philosophy. Jarman faced his share of challenges, artistic, personal, and political, navigating a career rooted in a minority language and culture, often swimming against commercial tides. Yet, he remained unwavering in his mission to enrich, question, and celebrate Welsh identity through bold expression. He is survived by his wife, Nia Caron, daughters Hannah, Mered, and Lisa, and his sisters. Geraint Jarman will be remembered not only for his art, but for the way he lived, with a fierce spirit, a generous heart, and an enduring belief in the power of words and music to transform. Breaking news. Jack Nicholson is more than just a name in Hollywood. He is an era, a spirit, a voice. And now, as he lives a quieter life away from the public spotlight, the world continues to honor his legacy, marveling at the performances that shaped generations and the personal strength that carried him through both public fame and private battles. Jack Nicholson was born on April 22, 1937, in Neptune City, New Jersey. and raised believing his grandmother was his mother and his real mother was his sister. A deeply complex family truth he only uncovered in adulthood. That early confusion set the stage for a life filled with psychological depth, emotional complexity, and an insatiable curiosity about human nature, all of which would later infuse his characters with authenticity few actors could match. Nicholson's journey to fame was neither fast nor easy. After years of uncredited roles and minor parts, he broke through with Easy Rider, 1969, a cultural touchstone of its time. But it was his role as Randall McMurphy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 1975, that solidified his status as a force of nature. The performance earned him an Academy Award and changed the landscape of modern acting. From there, the hits kept coming. Chinatown, The Shining, Terms of Endearment, Batman, A Few Good Men, As Good as It Gets, and The Departed. His characters ranged from dangerously unhinged to heartbreakingly human, and his ability to balance menace with charm became his trademark. With 12 Oscar nominations and 3 wins, Jack Nicholson became the most nominated male actor in Academy Awards history. Yet fame never came without cost. Nicholson was known for his unpredictable temperament and strong personality on set. While these traits helped fuel some of his most explosive performances, they also posed challenges in Hollywood's ever-changing ecosystem. As roles became less nuanced for older actors and as the industry leaned toward franchise filmmaking, Nicholson chose to step back. His last film appearance was in How Do You Know, 2010. Since then, he has lived a reclusive life in his Los Angeles home near Mulholland Drive. He has not officially announced retirement, but friends and colleagues understand the silence. Rumors of memory loss began to surface in the mid-2010s. Though never publicly confirmed, multiple sources suggest Nicholson began to experience early signs of cognitive decline, which made learning lines and long production days increasingly difficult. In public appearances, he has occasionally used a cane and has been described as slower in movement and speech. Health reports suggest challenges with hypertension, high cholesterol, and mild dementia. Common in advanced age, but especially impactful for a profession built on memory, timing, and presence. And yet, those closest to him maintain that his wit and spirit still shine through. Though no longer active in film, Jack Nicholson remains emotionally connected to the world. He is regularly visited by his children, especially his son Ray and daughter Lorraine. Friends describe him as still sharp, particularly when talking about the Lakers, art, and his storied past in cinema. In moments of clarity, he reflects on his work with deep pride, knowing that his contributions to the craft remain unmatched. One of his most heartfelt relationships was with actor Morgan Freeman, his co-star in The Bucket List, 2007. Freeman recently recalled their time together as pure magic, praising Nicholson's ability to turn vulnerability into art. The two men formed a rare bond that transcended acting and resonated deeply with audiences around the world. Despite his absence from the screen, Nicholson's impact continues to echo across generations. Aspiring actors study his films. Seasoned performers cite him as an influence. His portrayal of characters who were wild yet tender, broken yet defiant, remains a masterclass in empathy and unpredictability. His private life, long the subject of media fascination, is now guarded. Once known for his flamboyant lifestyle, parties, and high-profile romances, Nicholson has embraced solitude. There are no recent scandals, no interviews, no declarations, just the stillness of a man who has given the world all he could and now chooses peace. In 2025, rare public sightings, photos with his daughter, a quiet stroll with a cane, spark waves of admiration rather than concern. There is no need for him to explain. The world knows Jack. The world remembers. So what can we learn from Jack Nicholson's journey? That greatness often carries complexity, that brilliance can coexist with chaos, that even the loudest voices eventually find silence, and that in that silence, legacy speaks loudest of all. If Jack Nicholson's work ever moved you, inspired you, or left you breathless in a darkened theater, take a moment to remember. Share your favorite performance in the comments below, and if his story has stirred something within you, please like and subscribe to our channel for more tributes to those who shaped our cinematic world. Thank you for joining us in honoring the legacy of Jack Nicholson, a man whose characters were unforgettable and whose real-life journey reminds us that art, like life, is often at its most beautiful when it is imperfect, unpredictable, and deeply human.